Good afternoon, Multiverse, and welcome to another exciting episode of MNW Warzone. I'm your host, Warzone General Manager Jerry Aldini, and with me once again in the co-commentary position is Mr. Michael Montoyam, back from vacation.
Yeah, you know, just gotta relax every now and again. You know, went to the vineyard, had a nice time, drove a golf cart through some vines. May have gotten in trouble for knocking over several acres of grapes, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't do it.
Fair enough. Well, in your absence, you missed a couple things, Michael.
I heard you announced a pay-per-view with that.
We did announce a pay-per-view, and that was 1 week after I got a kill switch in the middle of the ring from Wilson.
Ha! I mean, are you okay?
I'm recovered, and you know, I have to be a responsible general manager. I can't just punish the multiversal heavyweight champion or
that was your job.
Or do anything to exacerbate the concussion issue he currently has, which is what we were discussing when he kill switched me. But I am still general manager. There are still things I can do. What am I talking about? Well, you'll see later in the show. But in the meantime, although I am, my doctor, I was taught, my doctor did tell me that to just let Wilson have his way, or next time the damage might be permanent. I mean, that was one thing that it said. But I mean, to be fair, I just try not to get into the ring with Wilson again.
Yeah, maybe don't do that with, the world champion, who's known to be a brutalist.
He wasn't supposed to be in the ring. He just sort of charged it. I was talking about the TTV Championship. Do you know that the Warpgate Hardcore Championship has morphed?
I know that the guy... Constant Nightmare, he came out, he said some things. I didn't understand any of it, so did we get some sort of a...
Yes, it is now the TTV Championship. The legacy remains, but it is no longer a hardcore. Instead, whoever holds the belt, if they can defend it 7 times, they can cash it in for what is known as the Gift of Chaos. And if they get the Gift of Chaos, they can relinquish the belt and the following week get a multiversal heavyweight championship shot. And we have also changed who is the #1 contender for the belt. We have instituted the King of the Hill. Whoever is currently King of the Hill gets the next title shot at the Warpgate Hardcore Championship, but if someone beats them, they're King of the Hill. For 2 weeks, actually for 3 weeks, Carcharodon was King of the Hill. But he was unseated last week by Osman Kilik of Jiff. And so this week, Osman Kilik will defend his King of the Hill status, and you want to know what's special about that, Michael?
What would be special about that? Is there some sort of crazy stip? Did you put a crazy stipulation?
Nope, just that is our opening match, and it's time. Oh. So you know what that means, Michael?
Let's head down to ringside.
The following is a King of the Hill match and is your opening event. Introducing first, representing Jiff Inc., Osman Kilik.
the man with the finest facial hair in professional wrestling, and your King of the Hill. We have said the next pay-per-view, Apocalypse, is coming up on September 9th. Whoever is King of the Hill next week will be locked in as the TTV contender at Apocalypse on September 9th.
Well, definitely a strong contender for that in Osman Kilik, a vision of classiness, of wrestling acumen, and of being very, very Turkish.
I mean, yeah.
At least when it comes to his obsession with coffee.
I mean, Pete last week, when he was filling in for you, pointed out that his mustache should have its own entrance music.
It needs a mini theme before the rest of him comes out. I'd agree with that sentiment. Also, we're sleeping on his eyebrows, Jerry. Perfectly manicured eyebrows.
I mean, his entire hair game, even his whole coif, everything. He is a well-groomed wrestler. But now, who is challenging him?
And introducing their opponent, Mr. Nigma.
Ho 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 ho!
So,
teammates,
yeah,
taking a swing at each other.
What better challenge than facing your own faction mate in the mysterious Mr. Nigma?
Ugh, and knowing Jiff, they're probably gonna be all friendly about it too, aren't they?
There'll probably be handshakes at the end. The winner will buy the loser drinks. It's gonna be a whole wholesome affair.
I wonder if a certain greasy investigatory man backstage is watching the monitors at the moment.
Well, I tried to ask him, and he's like, can't talk on a job.
Huh. He scares me when he's focused.
He's scaring a lot of people lately when he's focused. But let's focus now on the two other members of Jiff who are going to face each other to be King of the Hill.
Starting off collar and elbow tie-up, of course. Up over the shoulders, drop down behind, shoots for the leg, gets it on Osman Kilik. Mr. Nigma starting things off here, getting the big man off his feet to the top rope.
Well, as I've been talking about, because of course we have the Night's Watch training arc, sometimes you go harder against a friend than you ever would against an enemy because they're your friend. You don't want to be shown as going easy on them.
You don't want to be shown going easy on him, and also you know each other. There's a familiarity to that where, you know, casualty and formality might go out the door.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Let's be honest. When you know your opponent, like these two know each other, you know what they can do, and it can make for an even more brutal matchup. As right now, Osman is taking it.
It's like the time I hit Professor Hopkins with my Vespa. He deserved it.
I was going to mention like a time I found myself. Oh, wait a minute! What?
Oh, going for a pin there.
When I found myself in a World Heavyweight title match against my former tag team partner Lance Arness, it was one of the most brutal matches of my career.
Listen, that man told me my story about the lady from Florida who trained squirrels was a fluff piece. It was not a fluff piece. It was very important. Meanwhile,
all right.
up over the shoulder, Osman Kilik showing off that strength. Mr. Nigma could be in some trouble here. He needs to turn on the gas here, or maybe even get in some of those submission maneuvers.
So the difference here, Osman obviously is a You know, he is a definite grappler. He likes submission holds. He likes clutches. He's a big man versus Nigma, who is very much a submission wrestler. Likes lower body strikes. Oh, a jawbreaker.
Not afraid of the top rope either.
Not at all.
Did you see it? Notice that beautifully dropping the knee across the forehead there.
I did, and again, that makes my point. These are two guys, they know each other, they're friends. Oh!
Trying to daze the big man there. See, rolling through. There you go, into the submission maneuvers, like you said.
But now the silent treatment locked in on Osman, who barely breaks out of it.
Able to get himself up. Brush strokes Enigma now over the top. Enigma, see, knows how Osman does his throws. He knows the angle that Osman prefers, so he's able to get himself, facing right way up, Jerry.
And like
that's
you
another
said,
thing that's dangerous about competing with your friends as well. They know you. They know how you wrestle.
Like Osman knowing how to step back just a fraction to make Nigma miss. Oh, over the top rope. And somewhere out there in the void, the constant nightmare is paying attention to this match, wondering who his first defense for the TTV championship will be. Again, if he wins 7 times, he automatically gets a multiversal heavyweight championship match.
Just swung him into the wall there. Used the man as a sledgehammer.
Oh! And again, the silent treatment.
Silent treatment once again locked in. You mentioned the constant nightmare earlier. I wouldn't say he pays... Whatever the cosmic entity version of ADHD is, I think he has that.
And here we go, that going after the legs while striking blows. Nigma has kicked it into gear now.
That has often been a bane of Osman Kilik, is sometimes I don't think he takes those strikes that well.
And again with the silent treatment.
Very persistent. Definitely has a game plan here. Trying to clutch up and take out that right knee. Of course, the stress being put on the left leg there as well. Enigma going in for the pin. Deep hook here. And a kick out. Either way, this could mean a shot at golds, and then perhaps even a shot at further glory for Jiff Inc. Let's get caught by Mr. Enigma. Not enough.
Uh-oh.
The kidney kick there. Oh, these two locking it up. Oh! Got a hold of the jaw there.
Oh!
Slamming the man of mystery to the ground.
Osman was setting up for something, but blocked by... Again, the danger of facing someone who knows you well.
And I think that might be one of the issues here. I think Osman might be taking it a little easy on the man of mystery.
Oh! And your winner, and new king of the hill, Mr. Enigma.
Mr. Enigma now king of the hill, in top contention for that TTV title.
Well,
did I say it right? I think I said it right.
It sounded right.
Okay.
The point is that now, and there's something interesting, but first off, I'm being reminded by Phyllis that actually we had words from Osman Kilik that we were supposed to play before the match.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to go ahead and play that now.
I find myself in a place of fortune. I am where I desire to be, but for reasons I doubt any of you would understand. I stand at the precipice of what? So come, show me your strength, your desire. Come, Face me if you wish. But no, you must overcome not only my ability, but your own dreams. No to face me, and to wish for nothing but a promise, is to lose in the future. Come to this ring, and let us see if you can go the distance. Or if you will let me take such a dream from you, like a thief in the night.
So, strong words from Osman Kilik, but of course we saw Mr. Enigma is now King of the Hill. Now, here's what I find interesting. There is history between Enigma and the Constant Nightmare. We have seen them face off before. In fact, the one time we ever heard Enigma's voice was when he told when he said to Constantinople, "You talk too much."
It was the one time he uttered any words.
So that definitely leads to an interesting matchup if Nigma can hold on to that King of the Hill position next week. He will be going to Apocalypse on September 9th as the #1 contender for the TTV Championship. Now, Michael, since you weren't here, let me go down what we have so far on the card.
Yeah, what do we got on the card, Jerry?
All right, so we have of the Spectre Sonata Shoot Nation Best of 7 series is tied up at 3 apiece. Now, they've only had 5 matches, but one of them was a double submission at the same time. It was considered a win for both.
Ah, gotcha.
Which was my fault for having 2 refs in the ring. Because it was a submission match, didn't want to mention it. So their final match to determine who will win their series and get a shot at the tag team belts at Apocalypse. Speaking of the tag belts, the Dark Lords will be defending their tag team championships against High Voltage. Which, by the way, High Voltage has been having a lot of issues with current members and former members. So today we're going to have a match. I'm not going to give away who, but we're going to have a match featuring a former member of High Voltage against a current member of High Voltage.
Interesting.
But before we get there, we are also, and we'll hear later today from one of these men, the co-champions of the Nexus Titan Championship, R. Sawyer and the Janitor, will defend their championship against Theron Markov. So we're going to have we've been having matches leading up to that. We're going to have a match today. It's going to be a singles match. One of the co-champions against the contender, Theron Markov. But that's not all, because we do have a match set up for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. Wilson, the Victimizer, will defend his championship against the man who created the Victimizer when he faces Juan Chance.
We're gonna get oh my god, we're gonna get a redo of that classic.
We are, only this time for the greatest prize of all, and we'll be hearing more about that later today. Meanwhile, we gotta get somebody, we have the, people are supposed to schedule ring time.
Did someone demand ring time?
Well, they did. It was very proper.
Okay.
There was paperwork signed. There
Good.
was even a gratuity paid, which wasn't necessary. But well, you'll get. You know what? I'm just going to go to ringside, because they're ready, and I've just got a text saying, get on with it already, Aldini. So here we come.
Oh, well, yeah.
As we hear from Sir Unklydunk.
Oh, I should have known when you said Kakuni.
Let's hear what the money man has to say.
Some might cost a little. Some might cost a lot. But
Oh, how sweet it is. The feel of victory. Last week, Blood Money had a glorious trios victory, which is appropriate because we should be the trios #1 contenders from Warzone, not the absolute units. And I mean to make that happen. But to make that happen, I need my team focused on our goals, that being becoming the #1 contenders for the Trios Championship. Excuse me. But I can't help but notice that Blood Money seems a little distracted at the moment. Now, I understand Mr. Butler has issues with the Ultra Devil. And Nakano is getting a little ambitious, maybe a little too ambitious for his station, getting into the face of Mega Rider X over the whole Nexus Titan situation. And I just want to point out something very, very important. Blood Money is a unit melded together under my brilliance. And I will lead the charge to Trios Gold. But to do that, I need my underlings to be focused. So I don't mind you having your little dalliances with the heroes, but I'm beyond it now. So face your Ultra Devil. Face your Mega Rider. But under no circumstances let it distract you from the end goal. Goal. Well, I guess we kind of saw that coming, if I'm being perfectly honest, Michael.
Yeah, he has some things to reel in, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, excuse me, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all that, we do have issues going on. Mr. Butler wants another match with the Ultra Devil, a rubber match, and Nakano Kirishima did get all into Mega Rider X's face, particularly because Mega Rider X has a guaranteed shot at the Nexus Titan Championship. So...
but such is wrestling, Jerry.
Right.
Such is wrestling.
And of course, we've got Blood Money. They're challenging the absolute units. They want to have the absolute units #1 contendership shot the next time Warzone contends for the Trios Championship. And he threatened to buy the rights to the cobbler.
No.
Yeah, he's threatened the cobbler.
No.
He's threatened the cobbler, Michael.
You son of a bitch.
So yeah, I know. I even said when that first happened, you weren't here. It's like, oh, Michael's not gonna be happy about that. And overall,
I was on vacation to avoid things like this, Jerry.
I know. And I mean, you're still getting over Max and then this, and it's just...
Don't say his name!
Anyway, so that's all that's just been going on.
Pain, Jerry.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Now, while we have all of these things going on, there are other things we do have to address. And I think one of them, of course, is the entire the tag team scene is blowing up. You know, we've got the Spectre Sonata Shoot Nation series, but we also have, of course, the High Voltage taking on the Dark Lords at Apocalypse for the belts. All crazy, insane, and now we're going to hear from one of our tag team champions. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Vampire Lord, Jaunt Tristan.
Oh, Nexus, look at what these awful tag teams have done to themselves. They fight so hard to be worthy of the spotlight, but they aren't even that committed. Worry not, I have some solutions. Shoot Nation, if you want to be the talk of the audience that badly, just stoop low like you've proven you can do. If you can't have these titles, make sure Spectre Sonata can't either. As for the Boogie Bop Phantoms, you don't seem to care to prepare that much, so just worry about the performance. I'll even gift you a rendition of my favorite big band song before I tear into you eventually. That just leaves High Voltage. You looked me in the eye, and for that I give you more of my time. I've come to a realization. High Voltage is almost quite literally cursed with ambition, and it's led to its own members doing nothing but turning on each other and resenting each other. I can empathize with watching old hat predecessors casting a shadow over your career. Don't worry, fulfill the contract, and everything will fall into place. The Dark Lords will break your chains, and you will be set free.
I don't... The thing that disturbed me most was he did the Sith Lord thing.
They're learning from it. I don't know how to feel about that.
I suddenly had an image of a Sith Vampire Lord.
That would be great for the box office, Jerry. Come on.
No.
We got to market that.
No.
Get the t-shirt. We're the t-shirt people. Print it and ship it.
All right, we have more important things to deal with right now. So, as you well know, the Night's Watch have been having a training arc. They have been facing each other in matches to improve their performance. And it's been going great, but now the arc is coming to a close today, Michael.
Today.
They are having their final training arc match, and it is going to be a fatal five-way, well, not a fatal five-way, it is going to be a five-way elimination match.
Well, we know who we're talking about here. It could be fatal.
It could be. And so, with that said, I think there's only one thing we can do at a moment like this, and that is get on with it.
To ringside.
It's time to go to ringside.
The following is a fatal five-way elimination match. Introducing first, Alistair Evergreen.
And who better to come out first but the King and leader of the Night's Watch.
Alistair Evergreen looking as regal as always. Leader of the Night's Watch.
He has been,
I believe the inceptor of this whole training arc, I believe.
It was his idea. He wanted to get everyone in tip-top condition. As after Multivita, he said things are coming, things are happening, and the Night's Watch has to be ready.
Absolutely have to be ready for anything. But once again, these 5 men training, pushing themselves and their bodies to the limit. Once again, proving my statement of they are the fittest, most aesthetic, most athletic faction in the company.
And
Nary an ab goes ungreased, Jerry.
Well, that's kind of a tall order considering our who's in our Fed. But, well, next.
And introducing next. West Win.
You can just feel the eminence radiating from West Wind.
Absolutely a holy angelic figure. One of the most impressive newcomers, I'd say, this year.
He is. And, of course, with the Night's Watch, he has been making a statement. Impressive showings all around.
The Night's Watch, definitely a faction with plenty of potential. And a backer, mind you, if you think of who's behind all this, who knows exactly what she's doing.
That's true. One never doubts Kelly.
And if one does doubt Kelly, you should immediately think, what's wrong with me?
Introducing next. Whitney Lee. Gutter Birch.
Oh, he had the paper upside down.
It is easy to confuse. I have honestly confused these two on occasion. I know everyone goes they don't look at me. They're a longtime team. They've trained together forever.
It's a flattery. They're very much a unit.
And Gunnar Birch has been making a lot of strides. And no stranger to these kind of training arcs. This isn't the first time he and Whitney have done something like this.
Yet him and Whitney together as a team, unnervingly polite but capably violent, as one would put it.
That is a great way to put it.
It better be I stole it from Henry Rollins.
Well, there you go. Always steal from the best.
Exactly.
Introducing next, Whitney Lee.
And speaking of his partner, this man has accomplished so much in his career, including that epic retirement match with his former mentor, Alpha Kong.
Definitely going to go down as one of the most historic moments in our company's history, featuring that man right there in a very emotional and intense bout, which I'm sure we're going to get tonight here.
And introducing next, Todd Bagman.
And then there's Todd.
Bit of an enigma, bit of a fan favorite. Not an enigma, just that I have no clue.
No one does.
Type
I
of
mean,
enigma.
you remember how confused Eric Janitor was when he saw this guy at Multivania.
He almost won, Jerry.
He almost was king of the ring.
I would have paid to see Generickson have a heart infarction.
And the first training arc match, which was a fatal four-way, he won. A lot of people feel he is the favorite to take this match.
I've heard the words chosen one being thrown around, but I don't want to get too hasty here.
And we're off. Now, this is going to be an interesting challenge.
Whoa! He immediately dumped his leader on his head.
Well, that's Todd Bagman for you.
Todd Bagman going all Japan on Alistair Evergreen. A little bit of King's Road for you, Jerry.
I mean, Todd is normally the most underestimated wrestler in the company. Although not by these guys, but, oh!
What did I tell you? He's out for, I'd say blood, but...
Well, I think what you're saying is that was a trash streams right out the gate.
Absolutely. I'll let it take easy. Meanwhile, these three piling up on the outside.
Well, this is the challenge when you don't have an even number of competitors. You're going to have a gang up.
Keeping his eyes on the group and keeping his, boxer stance up. Gutterbridge falling back onto that stance with the hands up there.
Now, I got to point out, this is a elimination match. It is not falls count anywhere.
Falls do have to happen in the ring.
Yes.
Bagman once again. Beautiful German suplex, just dumping Alistair Evergreen on his head.
You mean like that?
Well,
Going for the...
that was a bit of a hang-on neck breaker there.
It was.
1, 2. Ooh.
Todd is laser focused. But Alistair is giving as good as he gets.
Yeah, coming off the ropes there. The beautiful sidekick catching Bagman right on the temple.
Alistair
Now
finally
Whitney Lee
deciding to deal with someone else.
once again. Boot to the face of Whitney Lee, but a kick out there. Meanwhile, on the outside, you have West Wind taking on Gunnar Birch.
And, now you've got Todd on Whitney Lee.
Todd mixing things up here as well. Driving the left hands into the face. Whitney Lee now back to it with Alistair to the outside.
Oh, reversal by Evergreen.
Why I love our business, Jerry. In no other business would you get to dump your boss to the outside of a ring like a sack of potatoes.
And did Westwind just praise the sun?
I think he gave a little bit of a hallelujah, holy shit, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, I think he just gave a heavenward.
Heavenward not quite enough, but the leg drop bringing down Bagman.
I mean, that heavenward maneuver looks like that'll clip your wings right there.
Yeah, he's got two sets. There's an arm drag there, caught due to a judo throw, and now big springboard moonsault off of the bottom rope there.
Oh, Oh! Meanwhile, outside, brutality.
Bagman still trying to give his boss a concussion.
Oh, wait a minute. Gunner's going for a pin. First elimination.
Very impressive there. I think Westwind was a little taken aback that he kicked out of the Heavenward so easily.
And now there are 4. I just realized something. Of the 4 people, 2 of them are in masks and their entire heads are covered, and 2 of them have white hair. Do you think that Todd and Gunner have white hair under their... Do you think white hair is just a nice watch thing?
My running theory is that Bagman is a ginger.
Oh, all right.
I mean, massive pain tolerance, possible anger issues. Just saying.
So you're saying he's like Ginger Boy, but American lives in a dumpster and wears a bag on his head.
I mean, yeah. Could very well be.
Oh, never mind. There we go. In the bag.
In the bag there. Driving the head of Whitney Lee into the mat there. Skull on the pine. Whitney, though, fighting back here, able to get a knee lift in. Those shots now.
Alistair with a suplex onto Gunner. Todd, pinfall on Whitney. Kick out. There goes Gunner.
Gunner Birch has been eliminated.
And now there are 3.
Waistlock turning it out there into the suplex. Whitney trying to stay in control here. Alistair placating to the ground for a little too long.
I think Alistair figured Whitney would deal with Todd and got surprised.
Don't turn your back on a ninja, Jerry.
Oh, all right. There he goes. 1, 2.
Swung him out to a basement neckbreaker there.
Whitney Lee has been eliminated.
And
2. Trash Dream takes it. Bagman
And
takes it.
your winner, Todd Bagman.
And the fans were right. There you have it, folks. Last man standing and the beast of the Night's Watch, which is saying something when his boss is a werewolf. But the training arc ends, and if we've learned anything from it, it is that the anchorman of the Watch is Todd Bagman.
To steal more things from popular media, Jerry, I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Yeah. I mean, Todd, like you said, he's a mystery. We don't know a lot about him. I mean, we know he lives in a dumpster. We know there are raccoons. We know that he, as of right now, in singles competition, has only lost twice. I think he has a grand total of 3 losses in his entire career. He has the best win-loss record of any wrestler on Warzone at this moment. So,
Gonna continue on to have a great career, I know that very much. But the whole of the Night's Watch looking incredibly impressive as always.
Now,
plenty of potential there.
Now, I'm not saying anything over on, like, Flashbang. I mean, I understand about, like, you know, the Minotaurs and, you know, everyone else. But I'm just saying for Warzone...
All the backstabbers and traitors and evil skeleton men who hate you for no reason.
Hey, we had this talk? Anyway.
I didn't name any names.
Yet. So, all right. We've got some audio. I need you to... Okay, I know you just came back from vacation. I know that you know you were dealing with some stuff.
I am grieving, Jerry. I am grieving.
I just need you to be strong because we received some audio. We're going to play it now from Dr. Grimm. So,
okay.
Are you good?
Yeah, you good.
You got your cold brew.
I got my cold brew.
Yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, I finally tried the Scotch roast cold brew.
It's good.
I get it.
Tell me.
I get it now. Yeah. But I got mine. You got yours. Let's get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Grimm.
Multivania, the night that I had spent 7 long years in preparation for. That night was going to be perfect. Just perfect. The 7th seal to be broken, the heart of the Nexus in the palm of my hand, cleansed of the corruption that's been growing within since its birth. Finally, the end of the story. I'd finally be able to walk off into the sunset, never to be seen, never to be heard again. I'd finally have my happy ending. You couldn't let that happen, could you, storyteller? You had to do whatever it took to keep the story going. You tried to kill me to stop it from happening at Multivania 6, rigging the warp gate destabilizer to explode. Luckily, someone with the skills in necrotic revitalization was on hand. Otherwise, you might just have succeeded. I should hate you. I should want to put a knife between your ribs for everything that you've done. For everything that you will do. Maybe it was a change of heart. Maybe it's our history. Maybe it's what I sacrificed the night of Multivania 7. But I don't. For now, anyway. I will be clear, though. Your plot twist slowed me down, yes. And for that, you have my congratulations. But you haven't stopped me. Not by a long shot. Oh, no. Because, storyteller, there is no author of my fate. Nor is there a storybook that holds my destiny. I will have my happy ending. Even if I have to walk through an ocean of blood to do it.
I just want to say I have no problem with that man. Great guy. He has my DNA. Please don't do anything with it. I beg you. Don't look at me. Don't look at me, please.
That's fair. All right. Let's gotta cover some social media here real quick. We had a couple of posts go on during everything. First, of course, we hear from Mr. Butler. Well, there isn't a Sith vampire, but there is a Jedi vampire. Maybe you should ask XR to tell you about. Tell Angor. I don't want to know. That's first off, that would require me talking with XR Kun, which is something I try and avoid whenever possible. Next, we have before the Trading Arc match, we actually heard from West Wind saying, "I simply wish everyone enjoy the spectacle we shall put on. May the winner take glory and our bond strengthen because of it." Yeah, just again that very affirming. He's
glory was stuck firmly in a greasy paper bag.
And I'm sure the raccoons are celebrating as we speak.
Oh, that's gonna smell great.
Apparently Kevin is gonna be putting on a piano recital. But meanwhile, so I mentioned earlier about people putting in the paperwork and officially requesting ring time. Yeah, well, it's we got somebody else who's coming down to the ring. All official, all you know what? I'm just gonna go.
That signature looks a little haughty.
Well, it's what you should expect when you're dealing with the trustworthy one, Semjax.
Oh boy. Discussions of war, as it were.
Now, I know what you're all thinking. We've lost 2 in a row. But I don't worry about that. That is not important in a war. There's a strategy. Appear weak when you are strong. And a few losses in the beginning of a struggle only serve for greater victory later. Now, the ICC only have an advantage because I allowed them to have it. Because the end goal of this war will be the lead up to the generals clashing in the field. And of course I speak of the one, the only, Nice Ice. So my Siberian adversary, please would you join me in this very ring at this very moment that we may parley, for we are men of honor. Well, I guess you didn't have to ask him twice.
Definitely not making his way to the ring.
There he is, folks, the leader of the International Combat Club. He is the Siberian cyborg, Nice Ice.
About to seize the means of discussion, but kiss. Come on, that was a good one.
It was, you know what? I'll tell you some stuff later that Pete did to keep the pun lines going while you were gone. But here we go. Oh, all right, this should be good.
What is it that you have to say, Vampire? You and I both know where things are going, and you of all people should know. This is not a situation you want to be in with someone like me. With my reputation, with my strengths.
Oh, I do my research, Nice Ice. I know your strengths. But I am prepared for the long war. But I do understand that things must eventually come to a head.
You want a long war with me? Do you know what you're asking of a man of my station, of where I am from, of what I have done? You want a long war with me? Be careful what you ask.
Well, it has been a long war, though, between you and I, Nice Ice. We have clashed 5 times in the past. 5 times we have done battle. It has been a very long war.
And in those times, in those battles, all that you have shown is despite your power, despite your station, despite your supposed skill. You do nothing but take shortcuts, avoid the hard work, and you reflect upon yourself and see a man. I see a coward.
Well, then we'll just settle this for a 6th time at Apocalypse? Will you face me on the coldest of fields? Will you face me and see of which of us rises?
I will face you on the coldest field and smile. Because that field is mine. It has been mine. I live there. I work there. And I will die there. On that battlefield, grinding away at you like the wind, burrowing away at the rock over time. I will succeed.
Well then, let it be known, the Equalizer will face the Conqueror at Apocalypse. And we shall see who will remain unconquered.
The Equalizer will remain unconquered. The people will remain unconquered. The International Combat Club will stand as a paragon for any who wish to join this glorious sport. We shall be an icon of the future.
All right, I guess we're doing this.
Long war.
You know
Oh,
what?
boy.
I guess, hang on, let me get my pen out. Hang on, I gotta write something down here. As a general manager, I am now penciling in. See, you're watching me. You're gonna notarize this, Michael.
Okay.
Right,
I got the stamp. I got the stamp.
I am putting down Nice Ice versus Semjax at Apocalypse.
And I'm a stamp it. Ow. I stamped it too hard.
You did. It's okay. Well, there we have it, folks.
Medic! I have a boo-boo.
We are going to see the Siberian Cyborg versus the Conqueror at Apocalypse. Who, I mean, as Semjax pointed out in that very ring, this is going to be the 6th time they have faced one another.
Yeah, you went to history class, right, Jerry?
I did.
What's the one thing they always tell you not to do? Not the inflation one, the other one.
Never fight a land war in Asia.
No, well, yes, but north.
No, but no, technically that counts because there's a cold winter. You don't fight a war with Russia in the winter.
There you go.
Or Siberia, for that matter. It's even
Yeah.
worse. Also, tweeting out on social media, a member of the ICC, McMorgan, tweeting, "Ancestors be praised, cry havoc, and let loose the hounds of war. And this hound is very eager to sink his fangs into the flesh of an overconfident vampire and his cronies. Your time has passed, Semjax. Will either put you in your place or back in your crypt." Because he's ready to go.
Would you expect anything else out of McMorgan?
Not McMorgan, no. He is a perfect fit for that team.
Oh, absolutely.
So now, before we get into it, I mentioned earlier this evening that we were going to have a match today. One of the co-champions of the Nexus Titan Championship belt was going to face off against Theron Markov. Well, we're at that time, but as is his wont, we have a few words from the Outlaw before we get down to that match. So, Michael, let's go here now. Ladies and gentlemen, Theron Markov.
Well, I've got a moment of clarity, and the intrusive thoughts and the intrusive personality isn't taking over. Apocalypse is on the horizon, and our Sawyer, Janitor. There's 4 things in MNW that signal the sign of the apocalypse. The 7 seals being broken, the Inquisition, the Vacants, and the Clowns. And I know just how to get inside your 2 heads to make you wonder, are we going to win this? And it comes down to the man I'm going to train with and an old friend of mine. There isn't a whole lot you can do to me that's going to break me, but there's a whole lot I can do to you mentally that's going to break you. And at Apocalypse, I'm willing to go just as far as I have to. Just as far as it's going to take, because right now there are no limits. It's 2-on-1. I don't have to play fair. I don't have to play nice, because in this situation there is no playing nice. And there is no rules. The only rule is you 2 have to tag in and out to be legal. I have to survive. I have to break you. I have to beat you into a tiny 1,000 little pieces. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do at Apocalypse. So you better be ready, because the man I'm training with is going just as far to break me to get me ready for you 2. And my old friend, well, I'm gonna be sporting some war paint, and you better be ready. You better be ready.
What a well-adjusted fella.
All right, you know what? After that, there's nothing else to say. We're going to ringside. I think that's the thing to do right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the Janitor.
There he is, folks. Co-champion for the Nexus Titan Championship, and he gets to come out with the belt.
Nary a spot on the arena, nary a speck of dust in the production truck, thanks to this man.
You know, and the Janitor, I know the Janitor, he's got things he'd like to be doing right now. Challenges he'd like to be making, but he has dedicated to being the co-champion and seeing this through to the end. And at Apocalypse, he and our Sawyer will defend that belt against this man.
And introducing next, representing the Outlaws, Theron Markov.
There he is. One of the dirtiest players in the game.
Just because it's dirty doesn't mean it don't get results, Jerry.
Well, I mean, I can't argue with that when you look at this man's career. And
this man is a provocateur. He likes to cause outrage, and he has done so every step of the way.
And when he has a goal in his sights, with apologies to Grant Martin, he becomes a bulldog.
Absolutely. And he doesn't care who he has to stab in the back or face to get there. Or bludgeon, more so seems his.
I mean, he does come to the ring with that baseball bat.
Yeah.
But right now he is facing one of the veterans of the ring. Oh! And like I said, he's coming out brutal. Oh, but again, veteran savvy of the Janitor.
Honor and veteran savvy.
That also mentioned he's the master of the DDT.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you got to talk to Jake Roberts and just ask, how do you do it right? 'Cause, you know, so many people do it wrong, Jerry. You do it right, it can end a match.
Now let's remember, I think at this stage, the only belt in MNW that the Janitor has not held are the Trios Championship.
Interesting.
That could be a Warzone belt. I mean, obviously he's never held any flashbang titles. Oh! Pele kick on the Janitor.
Don't give that man any more ideas. Walking up once again.
Oh, outside.
Over into the outside by Theron Markov.
And oh!
Markov to the outside, attempted a drop kick. Just missed.
Again, I feel the Janitor had that scouted.
And the veteran savvy ring awareness, name of the game. But of course, when you're in as vicious and violent as Mr. Markov here, veteran savvy can sometimes go out the window.
Oh, right on his face. Again, you see the Janitor very good at knowing when to block, when to strike.
Yeah, I see that as clearly as I see Theron's checkerboard fade, which is the strangest haircut I've ever seen.
And back into the ring goes Markov with the Janitor, now ready to go after him. Talk! And going for the pin.
Two. And a kick out. I know he, in that promotional segment that he mentioned somebody's been training with in war paint.
Yeah, I'm like, my first thought is he talking about CGR Killer, but it didn't quite sound right.
That didn't quite, I think, you've been alluding to someone else. I'm curious to see how that develops.
Well, especially his mentioning the signs of the apocalypse.
From the middle rope there, Brett's rope with the clothesline. 1, 2, and a kick out. Again, pulling through, and reverse grip, sitting him out with that DDT.
Rope break.
Ref saw that one.
Oh! Again with that. Oh, and going for
tried to go for the double stomp.
Yeah, went for one in the chamber, but again, the Janitor not there.
That could have been the end, I feel.
Well, if it had connected, but the Janitor had the savvy to not be there when he landed.
Waistlock reverse grip there. Backbreaker. 1, 2. And Theron takes it!
And your winner, Theron Markov.
He reversed so quickly, got that backbreaker off. They get caught the vet by surprise.
And that gives Markov momentum heading into Apocalypse. But he still has to face not one, but 2 champions. Because it will be a handicap match going in. In fact, speaking of which, tweeting out on social media, we have our Sawyer comes in late after doing maintenance on Malice, sees results, shrugs, goes back to the meme workshop.
Cooking up something, as the kids say. He's cooking.
Yeah. So I hang on. I'm getting a note from Phyllis. someone is requesting ring time.
Oh,
Yeah, not they didn't have it pre-approved, but they apparently Phyllis is saying they're being very emphatic, and we might as well approve it because he's coming out anyway. So okay,
we
fine.
can skip that sponsored match segment anyway. No one wants to see that.
Yeah, all right. He's coming. Oh, look who it is. All right, hang on. We're heading down to ringside. This should be interesting considering what we've seen earlier in the evening. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's McMorgan.
Long war means a lot of fighting. You know, I could have loved that. Oh, I'm real excited for that, to go against a vampire and a bunch of his little cronies. I'm always excited. I'm always down. And there's, plenty of sayings about a Scotsman drunk off his arse, headbutting a rock. So why don't I just fulfill a wee bit of stereotype here and call out the big rocket gate down there. Now, Gorm, you and I have had our clashes in the past, and you've taken things from me, things that I wanted, things that I needed, something, I was so excited to have, and now I don't. But now I've got something greater than that belt. Now I got an excuse to kick your ass and throw your big bloated body around this ring and make glorious noise of combat. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, this war better be long, because I am going to scrape your big rocking head all over the floor. I'm gonna take you and your friends out piece by piece, multi-man, singles, hell, backstage. I'll take a bloody spoon to ya. I'll do whatever I can to satisfy my little grudge here. You took that Wargate title from me. I wasn't done playing with that, and now you and I aren't done playing. Do I make myself clear, you great leather-strapped beast? Oh, it's gonna be a fun time there at that. So, when you least expect it, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get everything you've got coming to you. You're gonna pay in blood or whatever you're filled with.
Okay, well, actually that kind of makes sense.
Well,
I mean, if you look at the history, I mean, McMorgan, back when it was the Warpgate Hardcore Championship, McMorgan did hold the belt, and he did lose it to Gorm. So, that tracks, and of course, Gorm, a member of the Conquest of Pain. McMorgan, a member of the ICC. It's like symmetry.
well, he's called his shot, basically.
I mean, he has, and it's not like he's calling out of the blue. He's got a setup, and all I can think is, this is because I've been around forever. I remember the war between Johan Mjoln and Gorm in the early days of Flashbang. They literally fought for a week. And I remember McMorgan and Johan in an epic bout earlier in the year where they broke a ring.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking of somebody who is willing to go as far and as hard as the Highlander, getting another shot at the Goliath only with everything he's got going now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a spot for them on Apocalypse is kind of filling up. And we already got Nice Ice versus Semjax happening because I just filled that in.
I think they said Long War for a reason.
This isn't, exactly. And even though that was Semjax's call, he may come to regret that because he's got a Siberian and a Scotsman who are used to long, cold battles. And then a German, and then a Mexican and an American. So, and who we are going to be seeing. By the way, did I mention our main event tonight is going to be Sergeant Major Payne defending his Big Oof Championship?
You did not. I'm excited to see that now.
He got challenged. He got challenged by registered Anon. So today in your main event, registered Anon versus Sergeant Major Payne for the Big Oof Championship.
That's going to be fun.
And that's one word for it, fun. Other words are brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, painful.
Yeah.
And okay. Anon was making a whole bunch of comments of being like really curious what Payne's blood tastes like.
Yeah, I imagine there might be a blood tasting or two.
And that's I'm and I you know what? I don't understand completely that proclivity of his. But
you understand any of his proclivities?
I try not to, honestly, because it disturbs me.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Anyway, as we are getting ready for our next matchup, there's been a lot of things that we've been dealing with. We've been dealing with, of course, issues. Shoot Nation versus Spectre Sonata, of course, ICC versus Conquest of Pain. But another issue we've been having going on has been the this issue going on with members of VIP and let's call it a coalition of like-minded individuals who don't like their bullying.
Oh, please, come on. VIP just does what it takes to win. This bullying nonsense. We're all adults here. You can't bully an adult. That doesn't happen. I've never said that. Don't quote me on it.
So, you know what? I think the easiest way to describe what I'm talking about is by going to ringside.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, coming to the ring first, Tyson Smyth.
Now this all started when Tyson Smyth made a vow while he was in the Brawl for Y'all that if he got his wish, he was going to go after gold again. And VIP felt he was reaching beyond his station and bullied him. We're going after him full force. And some other individuals decided they didn't like that and teamed up with him. By the way, if you haven't checked out the MNW YouTube channel, this last week we had these semifinals of the Brawl for Y'all, an elimination chamber match with every eliminated brawler for a shot to be in a three-way match against Dagric and Mega Rider X for all the star chips.
And a chance to get back in there. Go watch it. Check it out on the YouTube channel.
Check it out. The winner was interesting.
And introducing their tag team partner, Power Surge.
And it's Power Surge. Power Surge has, in his career, dealt with a lot of people, bossing him around, telling him what to do, telling him they know what's best for him. And he's had enough of it.
Is one of those people add about 2 feet onto their height via their hair?
I mean, at least a foot, at least.
Yeah.
It's he's very Christopher Pike in that way.
Where is he? Have we seen him?
No, we haven't. We lost track with him after he left Pogo Pogo.
I think he's at the bottom of the ocean again.
And introducing their opponents. Coming to the ring first, the Beef!
The grade A lister.
There he is, folks. The Beef.
Creator and master of the Sexplex. The Beef.
At this point in time, he is the, outside of Ausir Turan, he is the longest standing member of VIP. He joined long before Suplex Sam and the Doctor of Albinomics.
A loyal fella.
And introducing their tag team partner, Suplex Sam.
And there he is, Sam I Am, Suplex Sam.
Oh yes, he can. Suplex Sam. Coming out here, no frills.
And you talk about the Beef's Sexplex, and then Sam, you've got the Samplex. They both like their suplexes. But Suplex
Well, big
Sam,
strong guys like tossing people around.
yeah. But now they've got to face the striking power of Tyson Smyth and the aerial acumen of Power Surge.
I think they got it under control here, of course. But powerful wrestlers, good at controlling people, keeping them where they want in the ring. Got to play that tag team game. Keep who's who in the corner. Locking up with Tyson Smyth to start here. Beef showing off that strength. Tyson, of course, going to load up those feet. Try to get a few shots off.
As we said, the striking power, the kicking game of Tyson Smyth.
Legendary.
Bringing the Beef to the blue corner, not where the grade A lister wants to be. Oh, right into that boot.
Tyson Smyth, a competitor who has been through quite a bit, Jerry.
I mean, he has.
Plenty of history on this man.
He is been a top raider, but he has also been down to the depths. Of course, we all remember what happened with the hat.
Yeah, top of the hill to the, rock bottom. And once you hit rock bottom, Jerry, there's only one direction you can go. And that's all the way back up to the top like Power Surge here.
Power Surge in. Oh! Double axe handle from behind off the top rope.
And the lock up. Beef not going to be very happy about that. Comes out with the side slam there. Going to tag out for Sam here.
Oh.
Beef, also a hoss's hoss.
I mean, he is, of course, I mean, what do you expect with a giant tiefling like him? Oh! Wow, off of the ring apron and then a standing moonsault to boot.
And a tiefling who doesn't often tap into his demonic side, which kind of makes him scarier. He doesn't seem to need it.
Nope, he's perfectly happy to wrestle just as a full-on hoss. Uh-oh! Well, there you got it. Now what? Now Power Surge just walking away.
Yeah, trying to get back in the ring, reset things here.
Oh! Power Surge is now just kind of dominating Suplex Sam. And in comes Tyson Smyth.
Tyson Smyth loading up here.
Oh!
Trying to go for the flying knee, just missed. Takedown by Suplex Sam.
Yeah, the hammer trigger didn't connect, but Tyson still with the advantage.
Now stomping on that hand here, trying to shut down the grip, maybe limit the suplexes here. Beef trying to get the tag. Got the hot tag to the Beef. Now Power Surge. Beef, of course.
Whoa!
Whoa, the strength of Power Surge. 2.
Just hit that TKO like it was nothing.
Beef, I think, just laying there a little perplexed.
And again, we talk about the agility. It looks like Power Surge has upped his kicking game. I guess working with Tyson Smyth has taught him a thing or two.
That would make sense. Oh, straight to the temple there.
Oh, working the leg. Take away the vertical base of the Beef. Oh, but again, wow, I thought the Great A-lister was going to be making a little bit of a comeback, but oh, back and forth instead. Power Surge not giving up.
The Beef, I think, is flustered, Jerry.
He's up on top, but in comes Sam. Just off the Brett's rope DDT.
Once again, going in for the cover here. 1, 2.
Now what's us bringing in Tyson again.
Sam still got some left in the tank here. Tyson. Oh, stepping up with a thrust kick to the jaw. 1, 2.
Yeah, Tyson Smyth with that smoking gun. But Sam Suplex Sam living up to his name.
They get the trio of suplexes off here. Beautiful vertical suplexes. And you see, he grabs it into the pin there with the leg locked. Same effectiveness as a full deep cover there. Putting the weight directly over the shoulders. Getting that leg pin back.
Tagging in the Beef. But Tyson reverses. Now what's... Uh-oh. Here we go. Smoking gun! I think that would have been it if it hadn't been broken up by Sam. And Tyson just chucks Sam out.
Dear Lord.
He's going for that hammer trigger again, but the Beef manages to block.
Manages to block and get around. Taking
Oh,
things further
judo
from
toss.
Getting
There.
himself in the position there. Oh, he spun the Beef out.
Again, we talk about the kicking game, going for the tag. Power surge going. Tyson couldn't get around the ref. And again, they toss Sam out of the ring. Oh, the power surge connects.
This could be it. And there it is.
Your winners, the team of Power Surge and Tyson Smyth.
That's some momentum for this affiliation, I guess. They've never really stated they're a team, but they've been working together for a couple of months now.
Maybe they're still figuring out, Jerry. You never know.
I think they're definitely a pair of guys, along with Cain, whose interests align.
And that interest being, for some reason, that I couldn't tell you, just targeting VIP, why they're doing that exactly. I don't get it, but whatever.
Sure. There couldn't have anything to do with the fact that VIP are, a bunch of bullying assholes. That would be silly.
Facts. This is wrestling, Jerry. We don't deal in facts.
You know what? I hate the fact that you're right about that fact that we don't deal in facts. But I do know a fact we do have to deal with. And that is that we here at MNW, while we put on the best in professional wrestling for you, the audience, are a business, and we occasionally have to pay the bills. So with that, folks, we will be back after this brief commercial break.
The following message has been paid for by blood money.
Have you ever witnessed a beloved JRPG mascot get brutalized? Perhaps a kawaii character from one of your favorite anime has been through a grueling battle. Or perhaps some jackass just gets off on inflicting pain to them. Well, don't just stand there. Pick up the phone today. Hello, I'm Mr. Butler from the Kawaii Universal Protection Organization. Here at Kupo, we provide treatment and recovery for all the kawaii creatures of the world who have been put through the ringer. Our facilities include therapeutic counseling sessions.
Alright, Bernie, calm down! I'm not Paul! Why did we sign up for this?
Exercise regimens for full rehabilitation.
Holy Jesus! Run! No! Dang nabbit, I told you not to mix up the greens in their diet!
And of course, our serene and peaceful men wards.
Oh, sweet unholy heaven, who let the tonberries out of the secure way?
Yes, indeed. We spare no expense to ensure the safe recovery of our beloved mascot patients. So don't delay. Call 555-KUPO today. That's 555-KUPO.
The preceding message has been paid for by blood money.
Only those with the right card and the right tastes are fortunate enough to be admitted to the Crimson Cabaret. It is where the most desired, most talented of souls entertain our exclusive club members. We offer 2 levels and live music, be it the voice of a starlet or the company of a charming server. We cater to all tastes, and we are sure to satisfy. So tell us, what is it that you desire?
This is the grand opening of the Wild Fang Coffee. Here you can feel safe with your baristas trained in popping a cap in a dude while crafting the perfect cup of coffee. Each has spent 6 months in combat training and trained by Ramsey himself, the National Coffee Chief. They strive for perfection in every cup. And remember, Wild Fang Coffee. Come steal from us. We dare you.
Seth Jackson here with the Man Dapper. Have you ever been scheduled for a singles match only to discover your opponent is Helix sucks? Have you ever been powerbombed so hard that your bowels come loose from the intestinal lining? Well, if you said yes to any of the following questions, the Man Dapper is here for you. With super absorbent anti-Hershey squirt technology, we have you covered, no matter how quickly you are plummeting towards a splintery potluck table from the 80s. The Man Diaper, because your ass is a winner.
The Man Diaper is not liable for any rashes caused by the misuse of our product, no matter how much Seth says he itches.
When you're the type of guy a hot summer's end day, taking down every son of a gun that ever did you wrong, the first and last thing you ought to do is have that victory smoke. Make sure it's a Vin Smoke. Vin Smoke's Hunter Classics. They got a real kick.
Each year, millions of people struggle due to poverty and lack of opportunity. For some, help arrives too late. Hello, I am Sir Unklydunk, and I'm here to talk about a group of people who have struggled more than most. The 1%. These wonderful people are a minority the world over and have been persecuted by governments and societies to the point where they're becoming an increasingly small part of our planet. We here at Unkley Corp aim to help those affected by business laws, OSHA regulations, and sweaty wrestlers in spandex. If you make a donation today at 1-800-GIMME-MONEY, we can end the suffering of the rich minority around the world. That's 1-800-GIMME-MONEY. Make your donation today.
And we're back. So
Indeed.
Now we I promised earlier this evening that we would be having a matchup featuring a current member of High Voltage versus an ex-member of High Voltage, because High Voltage has all gone insane, Michael.
They've all gone bat cuckoo bananas.
I mean, you have all the ex-members that are currently on the roster. Right now, the smartest ex-member of High Voltage is Yakety Kuparty.
Who's gone doing work in space.
He's out in outer space being a space cowboy. He's living his best life, which doesn't involve getting involved with all the stuff going on with Injustice Jake and Zeta and Chaz Lee and Aiden Zero.
Oh, yeah. Don't remind me.
Who has completely lost the script. And stuck in all of this is, of course, the current members of High Voltage, Wonderball and Leonid Sanchez, who, of course, have a match at Apocalypse against the Dark Lords. Were you here the week that they got that match accepted?
I don't think I was.
Yeah, it was Leonid that came out and challenged Jean Tristan.
Wow.
We finally heard him speak. Well, anyway, point being, we now have that match, but with everything going on, we're now going to have a matchup featuring, well, as I said, one member of High Voltage against one of the ex-members. And I think that's all that really needs to be said. So you know what that means.
Time to head to ringside.
That's exactly correct, sir.
The following match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing High Voltage, Wonderball.
There There he is, folks, the one-man choking hazard.
Wonderball hitting down to the ring here. The question is, well, with the former members, the real question is, how cathartic is this going to be for Wonderball?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, but let's be honest. Not all ex-members of High Voltage are created equal in the mind of Wonderball. You know, there's the ones he's had to deal with, and then there's the ones he has. I mean, there's just a whole lot. Wonderball has had a bad run in his career of teaming with people who did not have his best interest in mind. Let's not forget he was originally the protege of Louis McDonald.
Oh.
And then everything that happened with him and Aiden, which involved Louis McDonald.
Everything has to, apparently.
And introducing their opponent, representing the main event match, Zeta.
I think those two are going to have a discussion about their entrance music. But in the meantime, there's Zeta. Yeah, probably the ex-member of High Voltage that Wonderball has had the least exposure to.
Indeed, probably, huh?
But he is also the ace of MNW.
The ace of MNW, former world heavyweight champion. Longest reigning, I believe?
Yes, I mean, for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship, he is the person who did, in fact, hold it the longest. And now, you know, with everything going on, excuse me, he now has this match against, well, Wonderball.
Well, good luck to both of these gentlemen. Let's kick off this match. And see where these two stand as members of High Voltage.
Well, right now, only one of them is a member. Running Bulldog by the ace.
Oh, well, yeah. Ooh!
Yeah, Zeta is only paying attention to this, really, as he put it, because Sawyer is busy with the whole co-Nexus Titan champion thing. Really? Gut-wrench suplex!
Ooh! Impressive there from Wonderball. Good strength. Hit the gut-wrench.
And of course, the person I think I feel the most sorry for right now is Malice. He's sitting there going, the hell is going on?
Yeah, he's got a vroom vroom on his own.
Yeah, his Robros are... Oh no, here it comes!
Strong arming him over that top rope! Tope con hero!
Oh, off the steps!
You hear the clang of metal on metal.
Folks, if you're not familiar with how we... oh, never mind. Hang on. Standing choke slam. If you're wondering why is it fair that a flesh and blood person like Wonderball has to face a bot, I assure you the bot is programmed to feel pain.
As close as we can get to that simulation.
Oh, Zeta floats over. Zeta's had some rough goes of his own. You know, he's had to have his right arm replaced after it was damaged by Ausir Turan. He had to have his spinal column servos rebuilt after being broken by Gorm. I mean, he's been beat up a lot.
He's been thrown off of things. He's been, dear Lord.
And for a bot that saved the multiverse from Dr. Grimm, I think it's just, you know, talk about it. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, the Luchadors also kind of all collectively save the multiverse. Right? There's a lot of multiverse saving going around.
There's been, but it's always saving the multiverse against Dr. Grimm. Have you noticed that?
Have you ever wondered what would happen if you fired him?
Don't say that aloud ever again.
I immediately regret my words.
The hell?
What?
Wait, there's something's going on. And it's
something.
Oh no, it's Jake!
It's Jake! Injustice Jake!
Justice Jake just hit Zeta with a chair!
Wonderball has no clue what's going on. He's
Remember, there's all the ex-members of High Voltage are having a beef right now. And one of the chief beef havers is Injustice Jake. And he did have some strong words for Zeta. He feels Zeta is at least partially, mostly he's been saving his eye up. Reversal by Zeta!
Big reverse there. Boot driven into the gut of Wonderball. Wonderball uses his weight and momentum to pull through, arm drag into the ropes. Driving knee to the back of the head of Zeta into the deep cover. Their leg was pulled. There's a kick out straight away at one.
Yeah, but
despite taking that chair shot.
I mean, Jake did his job. He gave Wonderball momentum, and now Zeta is taking it back.
Rolled him through. Up kick. Now double wrist lock applied.
They are going back and forth.
Absolutely back and forth here. Don't know who's going to take it. Up and over.
And going for the pin.
1, 2, and a kick out.
Going up to Brett's rope. Oh! Uh-oh. I think I know what's coming here. Yep. Can he get it locked in? And yep, ban this locked in.
Ban this has been locked in. This could be the end for the ace here in this match. Can Wonderball tap out the bot, former member?
Nope, but he's going to go for a pin now.
I think he felt the body of Zeta go limp, possibly here, and he takes it.
And your winner, Wonderball.
And the one-man choking hazard has come out victorious.
The ban this loosening up the ace of MNW just enough to pull off the win.
But I think we do have to give an assist to Injustice Jake.
Well, I imagine things are not over between Injustice Jake and Zeta. I imagine there will be words.
Words, violence, maybe a stink eye or two. And let me tell you something. You've never had a stink eye until you've gotten a stink eye from a bot that only has one eye.
It's the stink eye.
He puts his all into it. And that's just, I mean,
not looking forward to that.
It gets awkward, is all I'm saying.
I imagine. I don't want to, but I imagine.
So, that is... Well, as we're getting ready for our next match, tweeting out on social media, the Highlander, McMorgan, you've come so far, Wonderball. I raise my glass to your victory. So, that is... Well, that is a... that was a heck of a match, but again, I have a feeling. It's a bit of a feeling that that Zeta is now going backstage to look for Jake. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely gonna.
So that's
boy,
definitely going to be a thing.
We always have EMTs staged, right?
we do. You know,
okay.
One of there's been. So I don't know if you watched. If you saw MNW Blast this week?
I have not.
So as I said, it was the semifinals of the Brawl for Y'all on the MNW YouTube channel. And I don't want to spoil who the victor was, but it was absolutely the last person you would want to be in the final.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
So that is going to definitely be a thing when we get to the final of that. Because don't forget, folks, what the prize is at the end of the Brawl for Y'all. The winner of the Brawl for Y'all gets the wish. Any match against any opponent with any stipulation. They could go for a title shot. They could make it a loser leaves town match. They could make the losers faction has to break up match. Sky's the limit. And there are certain people that if they get that, oh, it could be terrifying. That's a long way of setting up. One of the people we're now going to hear from is somebody who has a grudge against one of them. You know what? I'm not going to do the setup anymore other than to say, let's hear from Johan Mjoln.
Oh boy.
Alive and well, ready to tear the cave asunder. Warzone. Hear the bellowing words from the Son of Thunder. You know, Warzone, fading in and out of consciousness for the last few weeks does a number on one's own mind. I kept having dreams of my stepfather, Johan Mjoln, though it felt more like a memory. You see, my dad was very stubborn, yet very patient. It made him a hunter of great acclaim. We would go out to the forest to hunt bucks in the autumn. He would always lie in wait with his bow, waiting for the perfect chance to strike. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. You know, we've been playing by the Murder Cave's game for a little bit too long. It's time that we change things up. Old Father, once I am medically cleared, I am challenging you to a best 2 out of 3 falls match. That way, we decide who is the best, and we both walk away from each other's lives. Something that you should be good at, old man. If, at any point leading up to or during the match, any member of the Soul Train is harmed, well, the hunt is on. I could dismantle an engineer, send the Bear of War into an early hibernation, declaw the scientist that hides behind his legend. All the while I will devour you, All-Father. The choice is yours.
So, sounds like the issues between the Soul Train and the Murder Cave are in full force, particularly against Johan Mjoln versus the All-Father Arkal.
2 out of 3 falls.
I mean, remember, we talked earlier about that brutal match earlier in the year, Johan versus McMorgan, where they broke the ring. So, meanwhile, tweeting out on social media, we have Tyson Smyth tweeting out, "Listen, Beef and Sam, keep coming at us and we will show you why Power Surge Cain and myself are real friends. No matter how many times you knock us down, we keep getting back up. You're going to have to send us to the morgue. We will never give up. We will never surrender." Well, I mean, that's the first time he's admitted they're actually friends. It's not just, you know. That's, yeah. But also strong words. And hang on. Yes, Phyllis? Hang on. Phyllis is backstage. Well, you got a camera? Okay, what? Hang on. We got to go backstage. Hang on. There's something happening backstage. Phyllis has got some cameras set up. We're heading to the backstage feed now.
In the feed.
Because apparently, Johan is fighting a Grimbot.
Grimbot popped up out of nowhere backstage?
After what we heard from the Son of Thunder, a Grimbot found him backstage. Wait a minute! That's another Grimbot coming from another direction. That's the second Grimbot.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he took down the first one. Now he got to find another one. That's the second Grimbot coming after Johan. Now Johan's trying to get away.
There's so damn many.
And there's another Grimbot. That's the third Grimbot. The Grimbots are coming out in force. How many Grimbots did Chasley build?
They deployed. Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Johan is trying to disable the Grimbot, these robotic doppelgangers of Dr. Grimm. Now he's trying to get away from the Grimbots. And it's Father!
Oh, that's not a Grimbot. Oh, that's his leg.
That's Markov, the man that Johan called out for a 2 out of 3 match.
So much for medical clearance, Jerry. Oh.
Yeah, and Markov is letting it be known what he thinks of the Son of Thunder.
I think he's trying to end it there.
I think that's his response to Johan's challenge. He sent out the Grimbots. And then after they softened Johan up, he came in with the chair shot.
There's a reason they're called the Murder Cave, Jerry.
There is. All right, I had mentioned earlier. Now, we got a match coming up. It's I'm not sure. It's some tag teams, some kids, some of the wrestlers threw some stuff together. I'm not sure how this all came together. But anyway, before we get to that, we need to hear from some people. As I stated, at Apocalypse on September 9th, in your main event, the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship will be defended when Juan Chance challenges the Victimizer, Wilson, for the grandest prize in our business. So, first, let's hear from the challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Chance.
3 weeks remain till Apocalypse, and in those 3 weeks, I am not going to prove that I deserve this match. To any in the back, search deep down. You know the truth. What I will do is show you that Apocalypse is the pay-per-view after Multivania to keep your eyes on, to keep your eyes peeled on Juan. And these 3 weeks will not be a lead-up, but a remembrance of my familia. You all made a mockery. This is the celebration of the first time I stepped into the ring and was given a chance to overcome all the naysayers, stood above the high tower, and anyone else who stood in my way. This is your opportunity to get the hell out of my way. If you don't, it'll be the last mistake ever. And Wilson, when you step into the ring, you remember you are not facing the chance, but you are facing the chosen. This is it, the beginning of the end.
And of course, in response, we have your Multiversal Heavyweight Champion, Wilson.
One chance. One chance. You seem, what's the word? Confident? I guess I can't entirely blame you. Your story is quite similar to mine, after all. A low-card jobber, vying to be taken seriously. going through so much mockery and hardship only to work hard and climb their way up to the main event. It's a classic story. But there's just one key difference between you and I, Juan Chance. Change. Unlike me, you haven't changed at all. You're still an annoying one-liner spouting parasite who feels that they need to make puns out of their own name every 2 sentences. You may have grown as a wrestler, but you never grew as a person along with it. And it pisses me off. You know what pisses me off even more, though? Your confidence. You're so sure that you can defeat me just because you've beaten the son of Will. You're so sure that the victimizer will be an easy challenge for you because you think you know me. Well, let me tell you something, Juan. You don't know me. You haven't faced the victimizer. You haven't faced the monster you created. You haven't beaten me. And you won't. You certainly fucking won't. Because at Apocalypse, I'm going to kill you. I am going to humble you. I am going to beat you senseless. My head may feel like a scrambled egg, but I still have enough sense, enough drive to make you suffer, Juan Chance. You will be victimized.
So there you have it. Strong words between the challenger and the champion. And let's not forget, that 2 years ago at Apocalypse was that legendary Iron Man match between Juan Chance and Wilson, the son of Will, that thanks to several factors, not the least of which was some bizarre temporal interference by Meme, that led to the changes that led to Wilson, the victimizer, being born. So all things come full circle. Also, tweeting out on social media, we have John Tristram stating, I see Wonderball has an interesting match tonight. Nothing like a bit of high voltage melodrama to sweeten my glass of blood tonight. I have more thoughts on that for you. I'll share it in good time. A little gift from me to the new high voltage. A little worried about that there, Michael?
I'm always worried about what that man is doing.
Well, especially because, again, it will be high voltage versus the Dark Lords at Apocalypse for the Tag Team Championship. So, while Wonderball's dealing with all the high voltage stuff, he's got a tag match with a completely unrelated team on September 9th. Anyway, so we've got this next match. It's an interesting matchup. There's some unexpected team ups. I'm not sure how this is coming about. Let's go to ringside.
One chance.
And there he is, the man who will challenge Wilson at Apocalypse. But it's interesting because this is a tag match. Who's he tagging with?
And introducing the tag team partner, it's gotta be Cain.
So it's Cain. This is an interesting matchup. I'm not 100% sure how this came about.
Juan Chance and Cain.
Yeah, no,
it's a color matchup.
I mean, it's weird. Who would have partnered these two up? You know, Juan Chance and Cain. I mean, I'm utterly shocked. So, but yeah, Cain versus Juan Chance. Yeah, I mean, they certainly have nothing in common. Cain has been, working with his friends Tyson, Smyth, and Power Surge against VIP, and of course, Juan Chance is facing Wilson. Now, yeah, Wilson used to be a member of VIP before he became the victimizer, but that's
unrelated beefs. Beef's not related to the beef.
Years ago. So, but yeah, so here we got Cain and we got Juan Chance. Unlikely pairing, other than as you said, they have matching color schemes.
Hey, might look good as a team, you know? You never know.
Yeah. He is, there he is, Cain.
Master of 8,602 moves. Only 2,000 of those are armbar.
And introducing their opponents, coming to the ring first, representing VIP, Ausir Turan.
Well, I mean, this makes sense for Cain to be in here if Ausir Turan is coming down with that mega money in the big bank briefcase.
Yeah, mega money in the big bank coming on down.
Yeah, which he could cash in at any time for the Victimizers Multiversal Heavyweight Championship. So, it's that makes sense. I mean, Cain versus Ausir Turan, I mean, they absolutely do not get along right now. But who is Ausir's partner? VIP already wrestled tonight.
And introducing their tag team partner,
wait.
It's Wilson.
But I mean, how could this be happening?
Jerry,
Wilson,
you little minx, you did.
Me? What would I put two men who absolutely
He's gonna
hate
be pissed,
each other?
Jerry. Are you sure this was a good idea? I see what you're trying to do here. Keep him on his toes. Put the man with the briefcase right next to him on the apron.
I mean, just because Wilson is the multiversal heavyweight champion, just because Ausir Turan has the mega money in the big bank briefcase, just because they both already hate each other.
Cheeky little dick waffle, Jerry.
And they're facing a tag team of Wilson's opponent of Apocalypse and a man who hates Ausir Turan. I mean, how can they coexist? Is the question I'm sure everyone's asking.
How will they coexist? What the hell?
Like I said, as you know, as general manager, I have to be fair. I cannot just punish Wilson because he did a kill trigger on me, or a kill switch on me 2 weeks ago.
He's gonna be upset. He's gonna be real mad.
You know what? I think he's going to have other things on his mind, at least right now. Wait a minute, we got to be quiet for this part. There we go. It's a contractual obligation. We have to let that part play uninterrupted. Yeah. No, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great warm up for Apocalypse on a September 9th.
You can ask the question again, Jerry. The main question about this match is...
how can they coexist?
How can they coexist?
Well, honestly, I think Juan and Cain are going to coexist great.
Oh, yeah. No, those two... And see, look at those two on the apron together. That's a tag team looking tag team, right? You could tell me these two have been tagging together for a while.
Well, I mean, there is a history of Wilson and Ausir Turan in tagging together back when they were both members of VIP. Now, given that was a very different Wilson.
Very different. Back then he was fun, enjoyed life and trips to Kokomo. Tropical beverages, and not burning your friend's house down.
Oh, look at Ausir Turan just chops onto Juan.
I mean, don't have to coexist if you... Oh, I was going to say, don't have to coexist if you just, stay in the match the entire time, but actually making the tag out to Wilson.
And again, these are the two people that will face each other at Apocalypse for the Multiversal Heavyweight Championship, although let's keep in mind, Ausir Turan has that briefcase. He could interject himself into that match, unless he's busy that night.
Yeah, unless he's got something that's going to be going down. I don't know.
Side Russian leg sweep by Juan. He is the chosen Juan.
He's certainly a wrestler on the roster. I'll give him that. And that's all I'll give him.
So that is... Oh! Cain going after the victimizer.
You got Torsion cranking that neck here.
Cain
up to a 4 count on the outside.
Of course, a former Nexus Titan champion.
Wilson lifting the knee there. Collar and elbow tie up back into the ring. Tag in made to Juan Chance. Getting that little bit of a taste here. Of what could be to come. Do you think that Juan Chance can stand up to our world champion? I personally don't see it. Juan Chance now. Grip on the nape of the neck. Wilson powering out with those elbows. Straight to the gut. Up and over the knee. Oh! Now just stretching, applying pressure to the lower back. Tag made to Ausir. Ausir seemingly letting Juan get to Cain. Wants a piece of him. I think maybe wanting a little word in with all this bullying nonsense going around. Big right hand.
Oh no, this doesn't look good for Ausir Turan.
On the apron. Oh! Apron, of course, the hardest part of the ring. The edge of that foam and, of course, the steel rail guarding... at the edge of the ring there. The structure itself being driven down into steel.
Oh! And while Ausir was on roller skates, Cain comes back out, breaking the count. Of course, Cain and Ausir Turan have been at odds for months.
Sending him careening.
But let's not forget, Ausir Turan is acknowledged as the best technical wrestler in the business.
Technical acumen is unopposed here. Once he gets the trials locked in, that's a wrap for most wrestlers on any circuit.
And
here we go.
Speaking of the trials, softening up that arm. But he is letting Wilson back in. So far, I guess they are coexisting pretty well for two people who, A, don't like each other, and of course, Ausir is a constant threat with that briefcase, which I would point out, it is right there. He could cash it in during this match.
Back tagging through. Juan wants the hot tag here. Cain could be in some trouble.
Yeah. Ausir now going after one chance. Oh, right. Neck breaker by Juan. Now working, getting a pin. Oh, broken up by Wilson.
Wilson coming in with that drop kick. Juan trying to get Wilson out of the ring.
Ausir throwing Juan on the outside. Trying to get him down. Well, Juan says no.
Ooh. Coming in, flying in with a drop kick there.
And working on the arm again. Softening up.
Softening.
Yep. Those for getting the trials of Osiris.
Yeah, creating vulnerability there. Of course, with the strategy from the very beginning, softening up the limbs of his opponents.
Wilson giving Juan a preview of September 9th.
And once again over the knee.
Remember,
just stretching the man.
There are times when Wilson would rather hurt you more than he wants to win the match.
Lock it up once again. Wilson. Oh, just delivering those up kicks to the chest of Juan Chance. I don't know. Wilson has his way with Juan too much. He might not even be medically cleared for the pay-per-view.
While that's true, Wilson really, he was begging me in the middle of the ring for an opponent.
Well, he got himself an opponent.
Now, of course, locking in the trials.
Ooh,
Trial of Osiris
there,
locked
barely.
in, but Cain broke it up, and now while Cain and
1,
Wilson are
2,
fighting,
how much damage has it done?
2 count.
Not enough.
Oh no. What? Wait, Wilson is attacking. Wilson is attacking his partner. And Ausir fighting back. Wait, and Cain, what is Cain doing with Juan? The hell? This is all. Wait, everyone's fighting everyone.
Ooh. Everyone, this has gone to absolute.
This
the
is
tag factions have signed.
Ref.
They've stopped following the rules. This has just become a brawl. Just suplexes abound, shots left and right.
Everyone is just fighting everyone now.
They drop kicked each other in the air.
At this point, I am. All right, I am using my authority as the general manager.
Ooh.
I am throwing this match out. It's everyone DQ.
What, this match? Well, you heard it here, folks. This match is over.
The following match has been ruled no contest.
The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The following match has been ruled no contest. The fo
So there you have it. Yeah, this match.
You think that's gonna stop them, though, Jerry?
You know what? That's fine. I'm fine. You know what? To quote a popular meme, let them fight.
Oh boy.
Even the ref was like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, the ref gave up on that way before you did.
The ref said, I'm not getting involved. I might be functionally immortal, but
He's not functionally immune to stupid.
I'm not taking a shot because screw that. So yeah, no, that's just no contest. It's just everyone's. So folks, we have one last match today, but before we get to that, we do have to take a brief break. We'll be back after these quick messages. Just hold your seats, and we'll be right back.
Feel the warm, milky, healing, Jesus-powered goodness.
Okay, just stop. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, shit. No, he doesn't see me. That's right, you son of a bitch. Keep walking. I got your ticket, big boy. Where the hell did he?
And we're back. All right, folks. So, now that we're back from that commercial break, we have one last match, and it's your main event. But before we get to that, we have to hear from one of the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, your big oof champion, Sergeant Major Pain.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks. We have been kicking your collective asses up and down that ring. I mean, OTP and Conquest Bloodline, Conquest of Pain, I'm sure I got a lawsuit in there somewhere. But, I mean, come on. You guys, separate, are striving to stay relevant. Together, you guys aren't providing that much of a service to anybody. I mean, Anon, let me ask you this. Am I really that much of a threat to Semjax's whole thing? Or does he have that little faith in you to send you after the guy who has barely established himself? I mean, how little does he think of you to come after me? To send you after me of all the people in the ICC. He sends you after little old me. I mean, is this because I just got the belt? Or is it because he doesn't value you at all? Whatever. Honestly, I could care less. Because right now, you made probably the biggest mistake you will ever make. Other than joining with Semjax. You came after me and my belt. Oh, buddy. No. You don't do that. No. And I know you're right. And that's the only thing I'm going to give you. Because I know it's a call-out belt. It's an open challenge belt. But guess what? I was doing an open challenge without it. So, this is just another day at the office for me, really. Yeah, you're getting your shot. Don't fucking miss.
And with that, Michael, it's time.
Oh, is it about that time? I think there has indeed been enough talk, Jerry. It's time for your main event! Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary pals, say it with me there in the audience. Let's do this!
The following match is for the Big Oof Championship and is your main event. Introducing first, registered Anon.
Jerry, it just sort of occurred. This match has a very late 90s, early 2000s vibe to it, doesn't it? I'm feeling the attitude.
I mean, I see where you're going with it. Yeah, I mean, we've got registered Anon, who is, he's got a little bit of that Attitude Era vibe, that era when I was wrestling. He reminds me like a weird combination of Barry Meadows and Angel Dust Jones.
Definitely got that vibe going here tonight. Could be a fantastic match. Of course, you got that open challenge answered by this man. And here comes the holder of the belt.
That is this is what it's all about, folks.
Making that money, getting that gold.
They are the Big Oof champion, Sergeant Major Payne.
And there he is, Sergeant Major Payne, after months of effort, winning the Big Oof Championship and bringing gold to the International Combat Club. And now he faces one of the members of the Conquest of Pain, who are hounding the ICC. We already saw that Semjax challenged Nice Ice to a match at Apocalypse. And now registered Anon challenging for the Big Oof Championship. And there is what it is all about, folks.
That Big Oof strap on the line here tonight.
Yeah, so, and this is going to be a match. We, of course, in this corner have Florida Man. And in the opposite corner, we have the Unknown Soldier.
Do we know what state he's from?
Payne?
Yeah.
Nah, I'd have to ask him. I mean, he is the Unknown Soldier, so that might be classified.
Ah. They could tell me, but they'd have to kill me?
I mean, possibly.
Nah. Got a championship bout here kicking off in our main event. Very prestigious singles championship here in MNW. Oh, see, look, we just got confirmation. He's from... I've never been to... Have you been there?
Yeah, I had to wrestle over, and is an interesting place to wrestle.
Yeah.
But speaking of interesting places to wrestle, right here in the Nexus, we have registered Anon just getting a little cheeky with the Sarge. Jawbreaker.
Big forearm strikes there, straight to the jaw, trying to immediately put a damper here. Maybe quench the bloodthirst. Not so much quench it as punch it until it stops.
Well, and the problem, of course, when you say bloodthirst, Registered Anon is well known for rating the taste of the blood of all of his opponents.
Yeah, not really a sustenance thing, just a
taste
just
test.
quite disturbingly a culinary thing.
Yeah.
Dragon screw there. Taking down the Big Oof champion for the moment. Good hip toss there, using the leg for leverage. Did Anon have leather pants made to look like jeans?
I mean, that is far, and I mean far from the strangest thing he would have ever done.
Yeah, but it's on the list.
I mean, that's fair.
Rocking up here, just, ooh, shots to the spine of Sergeant Major Payne. And now, Registered Anon loading up and dropping the elbow. Grip locked there. Sergeant Major Payne gut wrench. Ooh, flipping him over, gut wrench bomb. Loading up the elbow once again, straight across the sternum.
And up. What's he got going on here?
Rake of the eyes. Oh. He was trying to push the lenses in on the goggles. Oh my god, the strength of Registered Anon here.
I mean, he is freakishly strong, I think is the way I would put it.
Well, he is a freak, so
yeah,
I'd say he's appropriately strong. Oh, once again, Spicoli driver. I'm pretty sure that's the Spicoli driver.
It's oh, he's raking his eyes.
Oh, wrenching him up here.
And throwing him out.
Boom! A man the size and shape of Registered Anon getting that bomb to the outside. That's reminding me of Spike Dudley.
Again, lifting him up.
The incredible strength.
So, you know how you've got that list of all the nicknames for the, Big Papa Plutonium?
Yes.
So somebody just
list.
provided me the list of all the flavors that Registered Anon has claimed the blood smells and tastes like of all the wrestlers he's faced. Crockvor, Cajun gumbo with tons of spice. Burnout Vaughn, beer and smoke. Earl King West, pretzels and cheese. Gorm, rock salt. Ausir Turan, gold, lots of gold. XR Coon, blueberries and raspberries. Tyson Smyth, chicken tenders. Big Papa Plutonium, lime Kool-Aid. Helix, one.
Two.
Kick out at 2. Where was I? All right. Helix sucks, cherries. Grizzly Adams, bear jerky. Dr. Grimm, black licorice. Dagrick, dwarven ale. Glycerius, water. R. Sawyer, weird stuff. The rest on the list are wrestlers who are no longer with the Federation, so I'm not going to bother with them. He says he suspects Sergeant Major Payne is going to taste like cherry pie, maybe apple pie. Something very American. Although it looks like Registered Anon is the one busted open.
He's the one bleeding here. Tossed into the corner.
I don't want to know what his... Ah! Mortar shot.
Mortar shot definitely connects. Anon could be...
Oh, Anon's going to go to basic training.
Basic training. 2. Ooh. I think Sergeant Major Payne is one of those competitors here in MNW. We've seen, I'd say, probably some of the most growth out of when it comes to in-ring skill and becoming a formidable opponent.
Well, he's worked hard for it.
He's acclimated well to an environment as chaotic and violent as Multiverse Nexus Wrestling. Belly to back there. Gut wrench now. Up and over.
Well, he's hit the mortar shot. He's done the basic training. There's only 2 things left he could really do to register an Anon.
Well, besides continuing to try and dump him on his head.
Well, that, I mean...
Oh, here we go!
Oh, off the mid-rope. Which will forever be known as Brett's rope. Jawbreaker.
Jawbreaker, big overhand right shot there from Registered Anon. He needs to turn things around here. And,
I think he busted Cain open.
I think he bit him.
I think he bit him. I think he wanted that taste test.
I think he took a chunk out of his face.
Now we're going to have to wait for the report.
He took a chunk out of the man's face.
Kick out at 2.
Oh, God, now he's just laughing.
Gut punch by the Sarge.
It's one thing I hate more than listening to too much Alanis Morissette, and that's listening to Anon's laugh.
So apparently at the ringside, people are reporting that Anon went bourbon and gunpowder. Who would have thought?
Well, that seems about right. That's pretty American.
Oh, wait a minute. Looks like Anon's going back to basic training.
Oh.
And he kicks out again. He has survived 2 basic trainings.
My guess for you, Jerry, is black coffee and pencil lead.
That's better than the other choice. Scotch and regret.
Well, I think everyone tastes like that at some point in their lives. Oh, loading up the elbow, brother. 1, 2.
Kick out at 2. Anon's in the corner. All right, what is... Well, looks like he's setting up for another. Yep, here it comes. Mortar shot.
Mortar shot across the jaw there. This could be the end. 1, 2, 3. There it is.
Your winner and still Big Oof champion, Sergeant Major Payne.
And there it is, sir. Whoa, it's Gorm!
It's Gorm! It's Gorm! It's Gorm!
Gorm was called out earlier tonight by Sergeant Major Payne's colleague, McMorgan. But he's now going after the Big Oof Championship. Oh, my... working over Sergeant Major Payne after defeating. Oh.
No, not the steel steps.
Oh. The conquest of Pain wasn't going to let that go. Oh, man. Well.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's not looking good.
All right. Well, folks, really quick, before we go, there's been some interesting social media. First off, we got another mysterious message.
Huh.
Saying, I've been to many places across the multiverse, and I've never seen as many grabs for power, backstabbing, and overall disregard for rules as I have here. This might be fun. Signed, N.
Hey, the only place we follow rules is at catering.
Because otherwise, Manatee will kick our asses. Oh, and also now tweeting out on social media, McMorgan. War cries are heard backstage as McMorgan is fighting through security to get to the ring, and he's yelling, "Gorm!"
Oh, boy.
But, folks, with that, it looks like Apocalypse is shaping up to be a hell of a pay-per-view. But that's September 9th. For now, we are out of time. So, for Michael Montoya, I'm Jerry Aldini. Good night!
Buenos noches.